Hi everybody, it's Dan Within Gaming, and we're back in Fallout 76. We are at the first little place they send you, quote, the Overseer's Camp. And looks like we've got some wild mutt fruit here. We'll harvest off some bushes. So rather than Kelly join us here, we'll just either group up with her later. There's a few more little tutorial type missions ahead, so I figured, let's get another episode in here, and that way you guys will see that and you'll have an idea of what you're doing. I'm just grabbing some soot flour, obviously. Get some wood from the log. Okay. So we've got a couple things here. It says listen to the Overseer's log camp, and then also craft a weapon and craft a piece of armor. So you got the little diamonds over this is the weapons workbench, and a little diamond over the armor workbench. In addition, looks like we've got some materials here. There was a plan. Looks like someone may have dropped a propaganda flyer, and there's a cooking station. Not to mention, here's the Overseer's cache. I had grabbed the log, so under data, no items, and then hollow, there it is. So I'm going to play this by clicking on it. So hopefully that will update our quest. In the meanwhile, let's craft a weapon. Fairly straightforward interface. You see, we can make a melee board, or a combat knife, a hatchet, a machete, a couple different kinds of pistols, throwing knife, right?
Fortunately, Vault Tech was prepared.
So let's just make something cheap, just for the quest. We'll make this board. And there are levels. So I think you can make level 1, level 5, level 10, level 15. Why they added levels in this game, I guess it's a way to I can't think of the term, weapon creep, or power creep. So we made a weapon, got some XP. It looks like we can make all sorts of leather.
I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my
This is the camp device.
But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it.
Okay, so we only... Oh, she's still talking. Ah, she's sending us to Flatwood. Okay.
Signing off.
So the only armor piece we actually have right now is that wood left leg. So I don't know that we have enough. It looks like we have enough material close to make everything. So I'm going to go ahead and make us a level, even though we only need one for the quest. I think we're going to go ahead and make a full set of leather. Especially after that silly death. Stuff happens, right? Okay. Fabuloso. Let's get that armor on. So we go to the item apparel and we just equip it, and notice we can wear it with our quote costume, our jumpsuit, our party hat, and our glasses. Now it did, when I put the right leg leather on, it took off the right leg wood. Let's take a quick look at the weapons. So we're using this one, the 308 ammo. Pretty good damage, not so good, not so good. So we're going to continue with that. We're going to scrap these two other ones, and we're going to scrap the board we made and stick with the combat knife. So you can scrap, luckily, junk at almost any workbench except for, of course, the cooking station, and you can scrap like armor pieces and weapon pieces at almost any workbench as well. So if we hit R for scrap items, we have some junk items, so I'll just do a T first, scrap all the junk. Then you can individually select stuff it doesn't consider junk, like the board we made. So we got back some of the materials. Oh, it looks like we got a leather gridded leg mod. I might have been able to put that on. We should take a look. Let's scrap the pistol. and the wood right leg. Now, as for scrapping guns or weapons, you see sometimes in the upper left it says craft item unlocked. It's usually a modification for that kind of a weapon. So even though you're going to be getting a lot of steel, a lot of wood, and less of the other types of materials, you're going to want to scrap weapons, particularly weapon types you're interested in, so that you unlock the mods so that you can then mod one of them to be more interesting or better. So let's look. We'll go back here. We'll use this modify repair, which is space. And do you remember what it was? Was it the left leg? I'm trying to remember. So it looks like you can do girded, but I don't actually know this is using. Yeah, so the difference is, you see, if I want to make a boiled leather, it says space is build. I will turn it, and you can see the values. The defensive values are going to increase. The weight's also going to increase. But the girded leather, it actually says space is attach mod. So it's going to use that mod we have, and it's going to put it on instead of me using materials. Fabuloso. Okay. These should all be in max condition, so we don't have to worry about that because we just built them. And then we can check our gun. So it looks like the gun's about half. It's a reasonably decent gun, so I'm going to go ahead and repair it. T for repair. Again, if you have the ingredients. The knife, well, it is our melee right now, right? We'll go ahead and upgrade or repair that as well. Now, if we want to modify these things, we don't have any way to modify the knife right now. But if we look at this, okay, we don't have any different thing than the standard or that or that. It looks like maybe one of these days we'll be able to do reflex sights. And so we haven't unlocked many mods, which makes sense. We're very early on. Okay, what else do we need to do, folks? I know I collected some soot flour. Oh, we can boil all this dirty water. This is worth XP too. So if you kill hounds, you get meat, you might as well just cook it up. Get a little XP out of it, and then you can always eat it, or you can sell it, or you can drop it, you know, if you end up getting to that point. So let's go ahead and make some mutfruit juice. We'll make some tato juice. We'll make some tea. That may have been a level, folks. Let's, speaking of steaks we can cook. Yeah, it was a level. So let's make all that stuff up. That's good XP for us. Okay. Let's do our level. So Pip-Boy, and then as you can see at the bottom it says T, level up. So again, the first thing we want to do is we want to choose a stat. And this stat is going to be, you know, again, working up to 3s in each stat is probably pretty safe, and then you're going to start to want to specialize or know what you want to do. So I'm either going to go with endurance to give us a little bit more health, or strength to give us a little bit more carrying capacity. I'm going to go with endurance to begin with. So again, I'm going to use Z and C, because really what I want to do is I want to look at all the cards. So these are the cost ones. This is all. So if I now scroll through, we can see all the cards we can choose from. Perk cards. Action Boy. Well, we know we like that. Looks like I own one though. And so I think my agility is only a 1 right now, so I wouldn't be able to merge them and put them into play. This is very useful, this right here. And I'm very tempted to get the Born Survivor. This would have saved me, because I was like, which one's my stim key? I don't remember. And I would have automatically stimmed when those guys were attacking and got me low. If there's not a better choice, I may take that. You know, a lot of good stuff here. All this stuff is useful, but most of this stuff is also very utility in nature. I'm going to take this one, even though to equip it, which I'm going to do, we should get an agility point next time, guys. This is how you trade out cards. So you click, I have one agility card in play. I'm going to take Action Boy off, and instead I'm going to put Born Survivor on. I have, unfortunately, these are the only 2 cards I own I have no other cards to play anywhere else. So unfortunate. But that's how it is until we start to get some more cards. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll get now. Okay. So I think we're done with the camp. We'll show you more things about camps later. Let's go to Flatwood. So number one. If you look around, you can see other players. See dot 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 dot. Flatwood's down here, which is sort of to our southwest along the road. So sure enough, there is a diamond in that direction. Well, it looks like I could probably drink or eat some. Why don't we eat some of this stuff we made? How about the some tea, maybe some tato juice. We cook some steak up, right? Let's have some grilled radstag steak. And maybe one more thing to drink, like another tea. There we go. Now, pretty much all wilderness food, even some of the old food that, the preserved food that you would find, it all has a rad value. It's going to hurt you a little bit. It's going to give you a little bit of radiation. I'm just grabbing some more soot flowers as we go. Not venturing off too far. It looks like we got some loot in this truck. We'll grab those adjustable wrenches and those snack kicks. So it's going to be a constant war against radiation. You're going to get more radiated, and then you're going to, oh, look at this. Little tent here. It looks like there were some, oh, there's guys in the tent. Well, they're trapped there. Stick your head out again for me. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, let's do it again. Do it again. I'm not going to go in there. What do you think? I'm silly? Fine. I'll just take your stuff. I'll take your pillow. Oh, I should reload before going around the corner. That was awful. Okay, we got a lead pipe off that guy. Still getting a caution, which means there are enemies somewhere. I hear what sounds like a robot. So there could be a robot around. Oh, look at that. There's a plan for a trapper torso, some binoculars, and a flag. Oh, so speaking of plans, if you go to item and notes, when you get plans, which are things you can construct, like in your camp, you go here and you click on it to learn it. So I still have another plan for metal bed, but this is somewhat useless for me. You can't learn it. I could trade it to someone, like a friendly player or a friend, or I could just drop it, get rid of it. Here I'll learn the Trapo Torso, and it looks like I can learn blood leaf tea. So we'll do that, and that's a cooking recipe. Okay, reloading. Moving back to the road. Grab these. Some plants along the way. It hurts to get a little wood. Oh, look, we got a robot. He's a bad robot. And we got a hit. Yeah, missed that one. Kidding. There we go. Okay. Probably get some scrap. Yep. Always be reloading. Make sure you're ready to engage the next enemy. Okay, so looks like we got a town coming up. Is this Flatwood? I think this is the outskirts of Flatwood. Oh. This is Dan trying to get, sorry, sneezing and trying to get up on a, see, there are tactics. You want some? No, you're gonna run off? So it looks like it was a wild mongrel pack, and we killed a couple and they ran off. So we get some meat here. Did we kill one? Yeah, good job. Oh, they were killing a ragstad probably. So we interrupted their feasting. But hey, Good news. That's 2 fights we didn't die in. Oh, they're tricksy. There he is. Man, that takes a long time to reload. How do I miss that? There we go. Okay. Well, health could use some improvement. Luckily, there's a couple ways you can heal. You can use stims, of course. You can actually rest on a bed. And, usually most foods, beyond providing you food, provide you hit points. You don't want to eat raw meat, preferably. Like here, see, that's like 60 hit points, which for us is probably a decent amount of our hit points. So now we're looking good, relatively speaking. Let's move along here. It looks like it is a lodge. Now, man, that sounded like a growl. Ah, mole rats. So much violence. More mole rats. I don't know how I missed him. Ah, I shot him just as he was going underground. We'll take that. So anyway, some houses you can enter. There'll be a door that you can open and that kind of stuff. In this case, you see this boarded up deal. You're not getting in there. Duffel bag. We'll look around for loot. Little suitcase. Maybe the mailbox. And we'll say this. It is very easy to do what I call squirreling in this game. And that means just to constantly get distracted by, look, there's another water thing. It's kind of cool. It looks like a bat. Looks like maybe they were playing baseball once upon a day. Got a baseball glove and the baseball. I couldn't get the bat though. But anyway, to get distracted, looting. And you could loot and you will get so much stuff eventually, it'll be silly. But look, there's like a fragmentation mine. I could have missed that, right? No. Anyway. You guys get the drift. The stash, your personal stash that you have in your camp and can access from other places, it's got a limit of 400 pounds, if you will. Oh, we don't need to kill this possum, but we can. Another mole. They are increasing, apparently, in the next patch. They're going to increase the capacity of your stash. I don't know what it's going to go to, but it's very easy in a short time to fill up your stash with materials, especially if you end up like stashing, oh, look, a plan for a large toolbox, like a gun or some spare guns. Your stash will run out super, super quick. So, go ahead and loot your heart out, but be prepared to make decisions later on what you're going to toss away. Because the other part of the game is there are some NPC vendors. And they belong to different networks, and there's like 4 or 5 networks. Each one of those vendors has 200 caps every 24 hours, and it's your character it's sort of locked to your character. So even if you went to them and sold everything, with just the amount of looting that can happen, you will end up with more stuff than you can shake a stick at. But since we're early, we are going to loot. But honestly, since I'm also showing you guys stuff, we'll loot, and then I'm going to head straight to the quest. I'm not going to loot this whole hotel. Onward we go. We could be looting all these buildings, but into Flatwood. Aha! We've discovered Flatwood. Now, again, if you hit map, you'll see I have the Green Country Lodge I can fast travel to because it's blue now, and Flatwoods I can travel to. So makes for easier travel later. So we need to, again, looking at the compass, it looks like we're 47 meters away from the location we're supposed to go to. And so that's where we're headed. We will loot easily reachable stuff as we go. Okay, it looks like it's in this church. Apparently there's an event going on in the area too. Events, they constantly repeat. There's usually a cooldown between them, and they are specific events for specific areas.
And take down those supervisors.
The
Once they're dealt with, you'll have to reboot the server. Again.
Okay, so it looks like someone has killed 2 of the 3 supervisors. The third one is, I think, over here. We're not going to get distracted. This event will repeat, but they're good XP, good loot. So here's the log we are looking for, plus a lot of other loot. It'll play. It'll loot while it plays.
There's no one here.
Yeah.
The old tavern, the church. People were using them for shelter, but they're gone. Mutations we expected. But there's something else. A disease. I was attacked by... Well, it used to be a person. But it had these green, glowing lesions, and its voice. Angry. Tortured.
Ooh, costume.
We are one. One what? Whatever happened here is beyond...
We call it the Great War.
Uh-oh.
It's not
Good, good. Sorry. So I cut it off by picking up another tape. Nothing wrong with that, as long as the quest updated. Plus, I do have the log or recording in my inventory, so I can always go start it if it hadn't updated the quest, but it looks like it did. Here's the chemistry station. Allow me to scrap. Scrap this other stuff as well.
So many have come and gone. Their stories untold, their names lost to time. I thought we should preserve this history somehow. I've decided to ask people to record their thoughts, their stories, anything they want to preserve forever.
Okay.
I'll call this series The Survivor Stories. I'll start with me. I was an anthropology PhD student at Tech University. Final year.
So this, I think...
My thesis when I heard the
no. I register across the street. By the way, before I go register, here is, for example, one of the NPC vendor bots. So, as you can see, he's got 200 caps. You can't go over that, and that resets every 24 hours based on when you interacted with him. So, you know, if I had extra stuff, like if I wanted to sell these beer bottles, I'd get a couple caps. Also the bobblehead, the beer, burnt book.
Eventually the responders formed and I signed up right away.
Why not grab a stim back?
The fragmentation mine. Basically, I'm selling stuff I probably won't use really anytime soon. I won't get into the whole alcohol thing. Probably will end up with more food than you know what to do with.
I remain optimistic.
Probably end up with a lot of drugs too.
I guess 2 years. We have big plans.
Do just fine out there.
Do so much to help. Maybe, just maybe, we can rebuild enough to be okay.
Anyway, so I'll get some credits. You can buy stuff from them too. See, all sorts of stuff. Wow, look at all those plans. Okay, let's go register.
This has Dasa been on me, signing off for now.
Oh, looky, looky. What is that? Well, we got some drugs. Never turn down drugs, right? Okay, looks like right in the building across the street. It's where our diamond is. Oh, I thought that. No, I thought that was a bad guy, but it was a possum. Hee hee hee. Oh, looks like someone stuck this guy with pool cues. Funny. Those will all break down into wood. Okay, we can grab these again. Hey, thanks for the loot. Let's register to be a volunteer. Okay, hey, volunteers, register here. That's us. Hey, we unlocked a photo frame, and our quest is updating. It looks like Okay, so it says locate Kirsche McDermott. We could search for her in the system. It's optional. I don't know whether it'll actually give you any XP, but hey, let's go look. Kirsche McDermott. Looks like I did the optional quest. Sweet. Oh, so we're getting some rewards. We're getting a paramedic jumpsuit, some healing salves, some looks like some ammo, maybe a hatchet, a melee weapon. We grab all this loot. Oh look, it's a recording. Get some glass. This is the better stuff. Usually, you know, you'll find it in a box. But it all has its purpose, like pepper. And actually, you know, we can sell a decent amount of this stuff also. Look at that. Ooh. We don't have lockpick yet. Oh, there's a recipe right there, too. Bummer. That's how the cookie crumbles. Oh, I didn't want to use that. I can log in, but I don't think I can do anything. Actually, I think we need to come back here. So grab. Look, we got some dog food, some honey, grab some plates and a dish rag and a metal jar and a mop. We're awesome. Got a possum and we got a cow. Okay, we gotta go search for Keisha. Looks like that event's not gonna complete, unfortunately, but that's okay. There's probably not enough lobies in this area anymore. So, 48 meters in this direction, it seems to indicate. We will scrap. Anytime you see a workbench of any type, probably a good idea just to pause real quick. Looks like we got a hatchet. The hatchet compared to our knife, it's better. We did repair our knife, so I'm going to scrap this instead. Scrap all these pool cues. Okay. Oh, look at that. That was nice. That was, we grabbed a plan of some sort. Bobby pin box. That will be helpful. Oh. Got some recipes. We don't care about the water safety report, do we, folks? So, we're moving towards the river, in theory, because that's where they told us to look. We see the diamond straight ahead of us. Uh-oh. Corpse.
Dasa has asked us all to document our stories.
Okay, so we collected the water sample kit. Now we gotta test, we gotta apparently collect water from a couple areas. So R to collect. Got that, gave us a little radiation. All the water is freaking radioactive these days. Now while the recording plays, we're gonna head straight towards the other waypoint marker goal. Oh. So again, I grabbed another recording. These are Brahmin. You can kill them for meat and hide. And soon, actually, the quest is going to have us do that anyway, so that's why I'm not doing it. We got some wild mutt fruits. Uh-oh. How'd I miss? Okay. So you can collect all these pots. I think they're worth some ceramic. You got metal for steel. So we're going to collect right here the other sample. Good, good. That looked like a shovel. There are some, at least one quest I've run into that requires a shovel. It's a lot to carry around though. It's like 6 pounds. But if you can handle the extra capacity, you know, might be worth doing.
I found my dog later with a clump of green
Keisha's
skin
lab
in its
appears
mouth.
to be back the way we came,
Green,
so
like
off we go.
moss or something. The bombs fell almost 10 days later. 9 days, 19 hours to be exact. That's 235 hours precisely.
Grab some potatoes on the way.
That's right.
Again, a lot of this stuff, rather than letting it spoil, we could always just sell it to that vendor, get some extra caps. See?
Well, good question. I'm glad you asked. They have our blood. They knew which ones of us would survive. This is one big experiment to them. This whole thing was staged. Our lives, our thoughts.
Apparently,
Everything
it was
designed
all
for us,
staged.
just like this conversation. Every word I'm saying.
He's very angry.
Time
Scott,
to wake up, Appalachia. Find the ones holding the strings and cut the cords.
we gotta cut them cords. Okay, there's the water sample. Looks like maybe like a chemistry station or something. Oh, what do you know? Ah, it's a diagnostic terminal. So we'll go ahead and analyze the water, right? Oh, look, right there. Make it easy. Okay, so now on any of these computer terminals, I mean, you can go through everything. It's possible, you know, it's certainly part of the story. You can read about things. There's logs, all sorts of stuff. So this is what's basically, this is the tutorial. It's saying, teaching us that the water is all dirty and that you should boil it. So, yeah, that's what it's trying to teach us, even though we kind of already realize that. But hey, thanks. Okay, so let's see here. It is probably directing us to a campfire, would be my guess. So let's go out to the campfire. You can also, I want to say you can boil water at like chem stations as well. We have 2 campfires here, probably because it's the newbie area, if you will. So we're going to go to here. We're going to do boil water. We have just enough water to boil once. Then I'm going to go ahead and make some, what do we want? Let's make some more mudfruit juice. Sounds good. Let's cook some more stuff while we're here, because again, XP, and you don't want to eat the raw stuff, but definite XP. Okay. And then we will exit the cooking station. And our quest, I think, should have updated, and it did. It said check in with the self-serve kiosk. So as soon as I loot some raw material potential, we'll do exactly that. Free cooking lessons. I don't think they're really going to teach me anything. They lied. Okay, where is the kiosk? Inside, it looks like. Hello, corpse. All these people who died at the bar. Okay, check volunteer status. There we go. We got level 4. Because quests do give a decent amount of XP. So does killing, so does crafting, and so does exploring, not so much, but you know, it's good to explore. You end up getting the other kinds of XP when you do that. Okay, so we need to find in the people directory Delbert Winters. This we've done. Okay, so now we need to look for him at his home, which appears to be 60 meters in this direction. Again, just sort of, oh, look, we're getting all sorts of rewards. Get some caps, some plans. I'm going to pause real quick to, oh, we should do a couple things, right? One, let's learn the plans. So chemistry workstation, that's for our camp. Toolbox is probably a skin for our camp. We got some armor ones, that's kind of cool. Jumpsuit, water pump. Got some recipes for food. And we read this or listened to this reminder, so we're going to drop this. I find your notes and your hollows tend to get pretty full, and at some point you are going to probably want to, you know, you can make sure you listen to them if you're interested, but then go ahead and drop them. And it's just not that, just more clutter, honestly. You can be a pack rat, not going to stop you. Let's level 2 while we're here. So, we said, oh, we got a perk pack. So, what is this, level 4? I think every couple levels, at least to begin with, and then every 5 levels later on, you get a perk pack. Unfortunately, it's random perk cards, but let's open it. We might get some interesting stuff, considering we have so many stats that we don't have any thing played in. Okay, we got at least 2 cards that are higher level. Picklock's nice, but it's higher level than we are right now, but we'll keep it, right? And then we got a stick of gum. Awesome. Okay. I was thinking agility, because we have at least 2 things in agility we want to be playing right now. So we're going to go ahead and do, agility for a point. Okay. Now again, rather than look at a specific stats card, I want to look at all the cards, right? So there's a cost 2 card. There's a mini cost. I would love to get Lone Wanderer. 10% less damage. You know, this character we may be playing it alone. But let's look at all the cards. Okay, we already have an Action Boy. We have a Born Survivor. Don't care so much. That's a nice to have. Nice to have. We haven't decided what melee weapons we're going with. Nice to have. Hacker. Now that would allow us, that's kind of a valuable card to have. Do we need it right now? It's probably better to get it than not. Nice to have, nice to have, nice to have, nice to have. This would really help us out. Okay, so I think it's a decision between Lone Wanderer or Hacker. I can survive. I'm going to take Hacker. Yeah, I know you guys are all laughing when you heard me say I can survive, considering that time I died already. But now we have a few more cards in some other stat areas. So that means I don't see any strength cards, but we do have a perception spot. And even though we can't equip the picklock, we can equip this one. 40% chance to get extra meat when you search. Is that important? No, but we might as well have a perk in play. Endurance, we don't have any. Charisma, we don't have any. Intelligence, really? We don't have any? Luck, don't have any. Strength, don't have any. Agility, we do. So we actually can now get Agility Boy or Action Boy back into play. We could do the Gun Runner. Your running speed is increased by 10% when you have a pistol equipped. That's all we got. But, I'd rather have my action points regenerating faster. Okay. Good stuff. Right? So we leveled. We got some perks in play. Looks like we're kind of thirsty, so maybe we'll... Do we have anything? Oh, we got all this mutt fruit juice we made. We drink some of that. Maybe we eat a mutt chop. Sounds good. So our weight's getting pretty far up there, but let's go deal with Dell first before we go back to the merchant. Looks like Dell might be in this building here.
Tonight, we bring you the final chapter of
Thanks for all the scrappable stuff.
In the last episode,
Ooh,
Pioneer Scout
Delbert's
Brent
sunshine
met
oil.
a curious girl named Sally while hiding in the dark. But as it turned out, they weren't alone.
Dell, there's nothing in your fridge.
Yeah, they probably just went to get more food. They'll be back soon enough.
Got some toilet paper and a plunger. You get rubber and wood from that.
Have to do what they want.
Ah, there's the story.
Born and raised in this
Oh,
very
you was a
town.
reverend.
Lit my own church to the responders for their outpost.
So, it looks like we need to use the terminal.
The responders are on a true mission.
And we're looking for training instructions.
Till the heavens open up again and
There we go.
take us all up anyways. When this all happened, I figured like most it was time.
Apparently we need to get some wood for
This was the
fuel.
end. But
And cook a ribeye. We need a piece of Brahmin meat.
we're still here.
Okay.
At At first,
So,
I thought it was a mistake, that we was missed.
wow, there's a guy in power armor.
Maybe
Level
we did
36
some
player
wrong.
running by. Here's a Brahmin.
Didn't give enough to charity, maybe.
Oh,
Didn't
I
raise
did
his
completely
name
the
even
wrong
in the
thing.
worst times. Maybe thought some things that ought not to been thought. So I asked him. I asked how. Why?
Ah, there's our
I
knife.
fought your wars on Earth. I'm ready to fight them up there by
Probably
your
would have been
side.
better to shoot him, huh?
Then, in my despair, I saw some survivors eating raw rat carcass behind a dumpster. You ought to cook that first, I warned them. Seemed obvious.
Okay.
We tried but got sick, they said, covered in their own filth. I realized right then and there that I was being tasked. From then on, I built kitchens, cooked good food, fed anyone who walked up with an empty belly.
So we're just coming back over to the cooking stove now that we got some Brahmin meat. And under here we should see, oh, we can cook some soup. Why not, right? Oh, look at that. But he wants us to do a ribeye. So we didn't want to use, we could have killed another Brahmin and made some chili. But we can make all this. This is great. Okay. Fabuloso. Well, that's all the stuff we dropped. I didn't actually, okay, it's the self-service kiosk. My bad, folks. Just moving along here. So, now in theory from the tutorials, right, they've taught you how to build a piece of armor, build a weapon. They've taught you how to scrap some stuff. They've taught you how to drink some water or boil some water, collect some water, boil some water. And in addition, they've taught you how to, get some food and cook some food. Okay, apparently we're supposed to contact the responders using the database. I don't remember whether that's here. Let's just scroll through here real quick. I'm basically just rolling through these real as quick as I can press the keys practically. This may not be it. Sometimes it's just more useful to just back out and see where the diamond takes you. Because, yeah, the diamond's taking me across the street, so that was me wasting your time and mine. Okay, we're doing good for food. There's a level 2, so you can always use G for emotes and be like... And then you get this big, see that icon over our head? You can be as friendly or not as friendly as you'd like. Okay, let's sell some stuff. Well, let's make sure we scrap first. Raw materials, always good. Okay, any guns? No, we're good, we're good, okay. So let's make a few more caps. Okay, here, tell you what, you can have this food we cooked. You can have these beer bottles, thanks. You can have all this mac and cheese. The burnt textbook. These weigh half a pound each. I mean, they're good food. The canned dog foods, but I'm going to sell them, save weight. I got that cat meat steak. Got a bunch of soup and other stuff, so I'm not worried about starving. I'd like to cook these. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I did. Actually, these look like I did cook them. This is alcohol. I was a little confused there. Mountain honey. Thought maybe it was honey, but it was not. Spices, I'm going to assume the pepper, the salt, the sugar stuff, they're going to be for bigger cooking recipes, but they're like a quarter pound each, so, until you're really ready, you can always go eventually find more. So you may just want to, say goodbye. Okay, I am going to actually sell these extra potatoes, even though I like to cook for XP. And I'm going to sell the sunflowers just because we get the caps, and we're very likely to just collect more. So the noodle cup, not too bad. Okay, so we didn't run them out of caps, but we made progress. Now, terminals, generally speaking, more than one person can use them because you pull it up on your Pip-Boy anyway. Trying to remember here, folks. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's log in. There we go. Okay. Yes, yes, we understand. No, I don't want to trade with you, sir. But hey, thanks for... You can trade with players. Really works fairly straightforward. I've only done it with friends, but you basically mark what you want, and then they can go look at what you're offering, and et cetera, et cetera. And you can put a price on it. You can put a price on it. So it's not like they can just walk away unless, of course, you put zero price. Then, you know, that's your fault, right? Okay, so it looks like we got an updated quest. Morgantown is very far to the north, but that's where they're going to actually teach us about a little bit about placing our own camp down and probably a number of other things. But here, I'll show you where it is map-wise. So I'm going to zoom out. Here's where Fallout 76 was. So we ventured down the hillside to the Overseer's camp, and then we ventured down the road to Flatwoods, which is where we just did all these quests. So, from Morgantown, see up here? That's Morgantown Airport. So, it's not much further than going back to the vault. You follow this road back up. You can go overland too. Follow this road, right, and then kind of twist in here, and you'll be in Morgantown. So, 100% doable. This distance doesn't take as long to travel as you think. We could always even fast travel part way and then, you know, travel by foot the rest of the way. But we are doing, you know, sort of episodic content, if you will, and we're probably pretty close to calling this one an episode. I was just trying to think. Is there... Oh, no. You got to be careful about... when you want to scrap, make sure you do the T. Don't hit space, because otherwise it'll scrap the item you're on. It does give a warning, but it can be probably a little bit too easy to scrap something that you're actually, like, you care about. So, I think we're going to call it an episode here. Again, don't know if Kelly's going to join me here or whether we'll just start doing the multiplayer episodes with our higher level characters. If not, I may definitely give you another episode going up to Morgantown. Please like the episode. If you like, please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to follow this series or any of our series on Ink Gaming. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.